Welcome to Yoga with Moni. This is very unfiltered yoga. Like, I'm not an influencer. I kind of hate social media, but I feel like I want to share the power of yoga with anyone who watches the channel. It's my way of moving through with the world. And right now I feel a lot of heaviness with some lightfulness, if that's a word. I'm looking out my window right now and it's snowing. It's beautiful. But I also know on the other side of this country, there's, a lot of damage done by heat and fire. So I just want to honor that. I've been thinking of the firefighters out there, especially obviously the people who have lost so much, but really the firefighters who are out there, putting their bodies and lives on the line and just inhaling all that smoke and fighting, feeling like David and Goliath among this fire that is part of, our lives and our earth, but feels sometimes like, a demon, right? So I've been trying to find a poem that, I don't know, would be good for this time to read, but, this beautiful and noble Laura Amanda had her own poem that she just made less than 24 hours ago, so this is very timely and perfect because I was just looking for a poem. And nothing resonated with me, and hers is absolutely perfect. So I will share that too, right now, actually.
All our angels have gone. In this smoldering dawn, we soldier on. We've proved ourselves strong, not by how badly we've burned, but how bravely we bond. Apocalypse does not mean ruin, but revelation. In devastation, this infernus has injured us, but it cannot endure us. Even in the surreal, we do not surrender. We emerge from the embers. The hardest part is not disaster, but the after. Scorched earth is where the heart hurts, where we restore first, where we start the work. Today we mourn, tomorrow reborn. We end the burning, befriend the hurting, mend those who face the flame. We reclaim our city's name, a revelation that only this place tells. To find our angels, all we need do is look within ourselves.
Okay, so what I can contribute is I'm going to do a Hatha yoga session, and actually the word Ha comes from, obviously, actually I don't know, is it Hinduism? I forget, but it's known for sun and active, versus Tha is more moon and passive, so kind of like yin and yang, right? So I want to start this practice that way. I want to start with some fire breathing, which is also known as Kapalabhati. I'm pronouncing it right. Again, I'm not an influencer, so there's going to be a lot of just human element, not imperfection on this channel. So Kapalabhati breath. So we're going to do 2 rounds of that. So we're going to do like 20 to 30 breaths. And I've seen this before. I call it fire breathing, but I didn't see a lot of that on the internet. I saw it just really being called Kapalabhati breath. And then we're gonna, do some movement of fire inspired within our bodies. Because I do feel like fire can be a double-edged sword. Could be a friendly warmth, like a necessity in our lives, versus the other side of the coin. It could be destructive. So I want to use the fire as heating up our bodies and I didn't say this earlier, but I want to dedicate this to firefighters. I want this to be a way for them to, or if you're a firefighter watching this, for you to move through a lot of, I don't want to say trapped, but like energy that like you've gone through so much stress and so much pain that somehow, or you release it as much as you can. And then we're gonna end with some Nadi Shodhana breathing, which I just call alternate nostril breathing, and that really will ground us as we do some cooling poses. So we're gonna start with fire, and then we're gonna enter into a space of cooling, so more aligned to the moon. Okay, so start our fire breathing. So I'm on a bolster, but just be comfortable where you are at, whether it be easy seat, could be elevated or not. I'm actually going to switch to the easy seat. And we're going to do, we're just going to inhale, deep breath, and then we're going to exhale, rhythmic breathing. So this is around 20 breaths. So inhale and exhale. Almost kind of like you're blowing out a candle repeatedly. So we're going to do that again. Short break. Inhale. And really put your hands on your diaphragm to feel the force, the exhalation. So inhale again. I'm feeling warmed up. Last round. Inhale. Okay. So we're gonna start getting into our fire activity. So we're gonna do some hip circles. So we're gonna move into tabletop and just kind of go around and take some breath in it. So inhale and exhale. If this feels funny, if you're doing this for the first time, that's what yoga is. It's to make funny movements that help emotions come out of your body. We're going to do some cat-cows. So inhale up. Then tilt your body, pelvis forward. Stick your bum out. And exhale. Around your spine like a cat. So do that really exaggerative. So inhale. It's almost like tucking the shoulder blades, pumping up the chest, kind of like you're like dragging, right? Like, and exhale. Do this more active than passive. Inhale. Exhale. More. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. So I'm gonna take out the calf straight out behind you. Kind of just tilt back and forth. I just went for a light run, so I'm already kind of warmed up. But actually, a good idea if you want to run before this, you know, just a light jog, and start all over. You can, but I need some calf stretches. Other side. Okay. We're gonna do this thing where I like to take out the leg, so the leg straight out behind you. You're gonna cross it over to one side, and then you're gonna exhale towards that leg. Inhale straight up behind you. Let's see if this is a little better. Straight up behind you and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Other side. Inhale straight out and exhale. Look towards your foot. Inhale straight up, straight back. Exhale toward your foot. Really feeling the crunch within your side body. Inhale and exhale. Now a little bit more heat inducing. So tuck your toes, and we're just going to lift up the knees 1 inch off the floor. Holding this pose. Take some deep breaths. And exhale onto your ankles. Take some grounding breaths. Exhale out the mouth. One time, inhale. And exhale out the mouth. Now, this is basically no movement, but it feels very intense. So, tuck your toes in. You're gonna see. Tuck your toes in and just sit back on your heels. Try to hold that pose for a bit. Probably could hold it on a little longer because I went for that jog. Normally I'm kind of cold. This is already starting to hurt, but this actually feels really pleasant. So you've been on your feet for a while. You know, I just think of those firefighters, just like, oh my gosh, just on their feet hours and hours and hours and hours on these thick, heavy, hot boots. This, you know, really helps stretch your ankles, the backs of your foot. You have plantar fasciitis. This is very helpful. Stay with me. Hold. When you're ready to come out of it, just do some light taps. Put the blood back into your toes. Great. Let's go back into tabletop. Let's do that active pose one more time. Lift the knees. Look straight. And let's go actually into plank. So from here we can, kind of what we're doing with the calves, right? Just pivot onto your toes and back. And when you're ready, tilt your toes over your shoulders. My shoulders are above my hands, and I'm just gonna lower all the way down. And inhale, upward dog, or you could be a baby cobra. This is too much. Make sure your elbows are glued to the sides of your body. Squeeze the shoulder blades and look up. And exhale back into child's pose. So we're going to do this a few more times. And I want this to be beginner friendly. So inhale, spinal forward sun salutation. Inhale. And then kneecaps up, and then to plank. Shift a few times. Shift forward all the way down. Upward dog. And exhale into child's pose. And do it one more time. Tabletop. Kneecaps lifted. Into plank. Straighten your arms. I don't want to see this, right? Like your butt tilting up. It's downward dog. All in a straight line. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. And exhale, child's pose. Alright, we're just gonna do a few, really not like full vinyasa, just like lunge yoga. Right? I want this to be beginner friendly in case people have never really done yoga before. So from here, we're gonna tuck the toes and go into downward dog. So my feet are side by side on the mat, and I'm actively trying to push with the starfish hands, actively trying to push away the mat while I am tilting my knees towards my chest towards my knees, really active. So I could feel the hamstring stretch. I'm gonna raise one leg to the side, whoops, and exhale into a lower lunge. So from here, really ground down, and then come up into lower crescent lunge. So from here, we're going to kind of like the cat-cow. Inhale, chest through. Exhale, round into a straight leg. Inhale, come through. Exhale, round. One more, inhale, and exhale, round. Okay, we're gonna just do baby twist. So left leg, left hand on the mat, right arm up, and twist up to the sky. Your line of sight should be to your hand, but if you can't, just wherever your eyes lay, upwards. Then exhale, hug ourselves, and inhale, twist. Exhale, hug ourselves, inhale, twist. And then we're gonna come into lizard. So we shift our leg out with either hands just right here, your arm hugging to your knee, or if you'd like, we'll use a block, bolster to bring the ground closer to you. Okay. Other side. So we're gonna come into downward dog. Lift left leg. This is called three-legged dog. Then squeeze your left leg and swing it through into your hands. Lower your right kneecap down and arms to the sky. Hands to the ground. Cat. Puff up your chest. Exhale. Round. Well, I meant cow, then cat. Do that again. Inhale. Puff up the chest. Your lower lunge. Exhale, round over your straight leg. Really good for the hamstrings. Inhale, up. Exhale. One more. Inhale up. Exhale. That twist again. Right arm on the mat, hand on the mat. Left hand to the sky. Gaze to your fingers, if possible. And then thread the needle, so hug yourself. Tight squeeze. Exhale. Lift. Inhale. Tight squeeze. Exhale. Lift. Inhale. Tight squeeze. Exhale. Lift. I'm going to prepare for lizard pose. So, this is easier to see. Hands by your feet. My left knee is not outflated, it's close to my body. And I'm just trying to sink my hips, my gut, closer to the ground. Now, if you're feeling flexible, you come down to your forearms, whichever. I need a bolster. I need to, not that flexible. Bring the ground up to me. Oh, this side is actually tighter than my other side. That's life, right? Uneven. So, I need to actually stand up for the lizard lives on this side. Okay, when we're done, shift back into tabletop. Lift the legs up 1 inch. Couple breaths here. And exhale, downward dog. My feet are my whole body is much warmer, so I can actually put my heels down. But no worries if you cannot. Now we're gonna inhale, look at our hands, and either jump or walk up to stand. So in yoga, how we call this, I forget the name, Ura, something. It's just a flat back, right? And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So again, this is like, we're still building heat in our body, so this makes me very warm. Palms underneath palms. And then breathe in and exhale. Try to straighten. Straighten as much as you can. See, my legs are bent, and that's totally okay. Then from here, we're gonna inhale, flat back. Exhale, chair pose. This is our last heating pose before we go into cooling. So the weight is on your heels, my toes. You know, I can lift them up if I want to. Inhale. So this is, again, yoga is body movements. So we're gonna do a little chair pose and releasing energy. So just, oblige me. So hand to the sky, chair pose, your tailbone's tucked in, you're not like doing that cat thing, you're tilting your pelvis in. And exhale, release down. Heel up, exhale. Feel like anything you're carrying, you're bringing it to the sky and you're smashing it to the ground. A couple more. Inhale, exhale. Any expectations, grief, any desires that, I guess that's grief, right? That not happening. Just exhale. We're gonna try to be ready to receive other things in our life, even though grief is always coming and going. Not saying we can't have any grief in our lives, just sometimes grief is really heavy and just want to smash it. And hands to heart center. And if some energy came from that, just take a second to honor it. If some, frustration came out, just take a second to honor it. Sadness came up, take a second and honor it. And now let's cool down. So let's come into a seat. Actually, let's take a malasana. What's this? Hip. Oh my God, my mind today. Hip opener. I don't know what else to call it. The malasana. Whatever, hip opener. It could be restorative. So if you can reach the ground, a block or a bolster, even better. Just relax. Is really good for your digestion. I've been practicing this way more because this used to bring up a lot of tightness and just it's very uncomfortable. I've been doing this not even 2 weeks every day, and there's a huge difference. This is comfortable. It used to be killer. It's really good for the digestion, for slowing down. In the other parts of the world, people rest in this. This is a restful position. They wait for the bus. They wait for something, anything. There's no chairs. This is the resting pose. Okay, now we're gonna, you can stay elevated, or you can, take your legs forward. And we're just gonna do a forward fold. So inhale up and exhale down. Does not have to be straight. It could be a bend. To your knees. The important thing is you're just hinging from your hips and just trying to meet your knees to your chest. And then when you can't go anymore, just melt forward. I feel this in my bum, in my lower back. I can feel the stretch. You can put the bolster on top if you have one, and just rest on top of it. Let gravity do its work. Okay, come up. And now we're gonna do some twists. So, rock up onto your back. We're gonna do tabletop. So, arms out to a T. Tabletop. Inhale in the center and exhale with your legs like logs on top. Tilt to the other side. As you're exhaling. Oh, my butt cracked. That felt good. But don't force it. Sometimes I try to force it to make it crack, and it cracks most of the time when I don't force it. And I'm just relaxed and being open. Trying to remove expectation. Well, that's hard. That's really hard. As humans, we expect things to go right, not wrong. And other side. Inhale, exhale, look to the other side. And, grief comes in, and mourning and anger and all the stages of it. So be kind to yourself during these times. Easy at the top, round, up and up, roll up and back of your spine. Okay. And then let's do some more spine stuff. So healthy spine, healthy back is important. So knee to your chest. And this is an active pose, so press on that foot, kind of like you're going to stand up on it, which is impossible, but you're actively rooting down. And then you're going to hug your left leg with your right arm and just look back. Place the left arm behind you, straight up, closer. And exhale, counter pose. So just bend over to your side. Other leg, right leg sweeps up, push to the ground, hug your left leg real close. Give yourself a hug. The average human needs to be hugged like 8 times to feel good. So, yeah. I ask my husband every day to give me 8 hugs. He's so lucky. Right arm behind you. Breathe up tall. Exhale. Twist. Counter. Okay. All right. So let's get into our cooling breath. I'm just gonna sit on my bolster. And this is the alternate nose breathing. So right thumb to your right nostril. Take a breath in. And then with your pinky, hold your nose. And exhale. Let it out through the other nostril. And inhale, left nostril. Hold. And exhale, right nostril. So we're going to do that a few times. Inhale. Right nostril. Hold. Exhale. Left nostril. Go at your own pace. You're completing your about 10th breath. Breathe normally. we can either end here, or if you want to continue on to this cooling process, I suggest you get up close to a wall, maybe bring a bolster, elevate your hips, and we're just going to surrender into this wall. It's good for your nervous system, because, you know, we need this a lot in our lives right now. Again, I dedicate this to all our firefighters, anyone who's lost anything in the fire. My heart aches for you, but I'm with you from far away. And I hope this helps. I hope this brings a little bit of peace to any suffering that anyone is enduring from the LA fires. Thank you.